Hello everybody, I want to share with you sum up video of 10 points to keep in mind when you do your ERP implementation. So point number one should be clear goals of what you want to accomplish. And what I mean when I say clear goals, goal shouldn't be, or I would rather say good goals and bad goals. Good goal of digital transformation or good goal of ERP implementation. Decrease duration of cache or request to quote. Or, for example, increase salary of your employees by 30%. Or decrease manufacturing duration by 10%. Those are good goals. Bad goals or not good enough goals. Migrate from old ERP to a new ERP because your vendor pushes you. Or move to cloud because it become a mainstream. Those, of course, this is not the most terrible goal, but definitely not the best one. Point number two, don't waste time on software selection. Or don't make your analysis overcomplicated. Of course, as co-founder of company which implements Acumatica, I would say go with Acumatica ERP. Yeah, but let's say if Abstractive, that other company specialized in Acumatica, I know companies which stuck in ERP selection process for 2 years. Just think of this. Company don't implement new ERP, they are without ERP or they are on outdated ERP because they are in process of selection. In joking way, sometimes I say that some companies so much happy with the process of ERP selection, and that's why they don't move to a new ERP. Point number three is make sure that you've chosen strong implementers, not just strong technologies. Why that is important? Let me give you a couple of examples. Example number one, you have some illness. And let's say you have choice to go to a good doctor, but not in, let's say, super modern clinic, or go to bad doctor, but in modern clinic. Which one you will go? In my opinion, choice should be obvious. Yeah, go to good doctor, which have, let's say, outdated equipment. Then, let's say, if you will go to bad doctor, but in modern clinic. The same is applicable one-to-one to digitalization of your company or, let's say, ERP implementation. Bad doctor will make more harm than good benefit. The same about ERP implementation. Point number four, there are no magic pills. And when I say no magic pills, don't think that because it is cloud platform, it is going to be good. Or don't think because it is modern ERP, it is going to be good. Don't ever build a decision or don't ever make a decision based on single criteria. Always consider multiple criteria. Point number five, be realistic and not pushy. Why is that important? I noticed that sometimes business owners, because they are good troubleshooters, and also they know that everything may be done. Well, majority of business owners are like that, yeah, because life often has plenty of challenges, and it's usually good business owners. They make a team of good troubleshooters, and they know that everything possible. Sometimes I just need to push on my people. But in ERP implementation, if you would be overly pushy, you will face following situation. Implementers, they will have idea customer is always right, so they will say to you yes, then they will fail, and then you will have a court disputing why they failed. They will blame on you, you were pushy, you will blame on them. Why did you tell me that you cannot do that? So again, be realistic and don't be pushy, otherwise you may have plenty of problems. Point number 6 is a bit of continuation of point number 1, but a bit another idea. Consider ERP implementation as business transformation. So let's say your ERP was implemented 5 years ago, you want to have ERP implemented one more time. Question, is it replication of what you have in old ERP in new ERP? Or you really want to transform your company, you really want to change how it works, you want to speed up things, you want to increase turnover, whatever. So if you migrate from old ERP to a new one, make sure or consider it as again your digital transformation one more time, but not something that just replica of what you had in old time. In such case, maybe it could be even a good idea to stay with old ERP. Why not? Point number 7, don't allow implementation being stolen from you. What I mean, like how stealing may look like. Imagine that you are in manufacturing industry. Let's say you manufacturing, I don't know, keyboards. And there is company which implemented ERP for your competitors, and they say, let us implement ERP for you. That may be definitely a good idea because those people have market expertise. But if your company has different mentality, different processes, different vendors, different suppliers, different customers, all of those should be included into your ERP implementation. Don't just copy-paste what worked for company A into your company, because ERP is kind of backbone, and as outcome, your company may become copy of your competitor. I'm not sure if that is something you want to achieve. Point number 8, use right team members. And when I say right team members, I mean the most busy team members. Don't consider ERP implementation as kind of, let's say, I will take those who are the least busy and put them as responsible for ERP implementation. Those who are least busy is usually least aware of what's going on in the company. So make sure that you will buy out time of the most busy people to be involved in your implementation. Otherwise, you will have, let's say, your business's process in one reality and ERP implementation in another reality. Or it will be digital transformation of what weakest team members imagine, not what the strongest team members imagine. So buy out time of, let's say, 8 team members or the busiest team members of your company. Then your digital transformation will be really successful. Point number 9, invest into change management. What I mean invest into change management? Analyze your processes. For example, what roles are in your company? What responsibilities in your company? Which processes you have? How they can be improved? How those improvements may be reflected in your ERP system or in your digital backbone. Yeah. Then executed in implementation. Point number 10 is QA and risk decreasing. And when I say QA and risk decreasing, make sure that you have some, or let's say that you agree on some good methodology on how your ERP will be implemented. And from that standpoint, I want to mention, there are companies which fall off during implementation Agile Scrum, there are companies who say it is terrible. And from my experience, I can tell you, when I say my experience, I mean our experience, we have a couple of companies which are using Agile Scrum for implementation and they are successful. And I know companies which use Waterfall for their ERP implementation and they failed. Again, as this was mentioned, there is no magic bullet, but make sure that you have proper QA and that you have proper processes and proper planning of delivery.